Welcome to the Empty Netters podcast. Can you believe what this has become?
There was a full 48 hours where I felt like I was like literally Superman.
Jumbo loves playing Fortnite, so he gets on the sticks.
Did TR show you the sauna cycle, or was that all
No, I invented that.
Almost a year now that I haven't taken a body check. That's kind of nice.
So we are back. We are horned up, and we are going deep.
Finished tonight with some chicken fingers and a few Guinnesses, ran into you guys, and that's where this pod came to life.
Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast, brought to you by BetMGM. I'm your host, Dan Powers. Healing us on the sticks is Dr. Watkins.
You're healed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that easy, dude?
Over here, I'm too tired to insult him, but he's still wearing his Coachella beads because he came straight from there. Chris Powers.
As always, I also just right now recalled that I put this computer in my car on the way to Coachella, and I needed to do something with it on Friday, which is why I brought it at all.
Okay.
But I also made Masters pimento cheese dip for everybody because the Masters was on, and I had it in a bowl with tin foil over it. And I took a turn. My computer was loose in the back seat, which is insane. I accept that.
Yeah.
I took a turn. My computer slid off the back seat, and the bowl of pimento cheese was on the floor of the back seat, and the corner of it, like the corner of the closed computer, knifed right through the tin foil and did the whole ride sitting in pimento cheese dip. And then I forgot that happened, and I just opened my computer right now and see the pimento cheese dip all over it. I'm like, fuck.
I'm sure it smells amazing. Does it smell good?
Everything is fine.
They're water. All these Apple electronics, all waterproof.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe it's pimento cheese proof.
Dude,
too.
I heard that was the new, that was their new update.
Yeah.
It's like they now 10 meters depth in water and pimento cheese.
Yeah, at least an inch.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim Cook.
I'm like, God, yes. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I'm doing fine.
You sound like you were screaming at a stage for 3 days straight.
I get dirt everywhere.
I have so much dirt in my nose. It's unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
Listen, we got a great episode. We're recording late, so we've got some games on right now. The wild card race continues to be absolutely insane. Tons of updates there. We got a fun Whalers, Hartford Whalers documentary to talk about. We've got a beer league hotline. Let's get into it.
Come on.
Wild card update. Lots happened. Lots happened this weekend, and there's not that much left to happen.
Yep.
But I'm going to take us through.
Yeah, you do it.
Going to take us through it, got everything. We're going to go through the East first. And first and foremost, on Saturday, the New Jersey Devils beat the Detroit Red Wings 5-3.
Was that the official elimination?
Unacceptable loss by the Red Wings. And then the Blue Jackets beat the Canadiens 5-2. And the Sens beat the Islanders 3-0. This locked in the two wildcard spots as the Boston Bruins and the Ottawa Senators. So, in the East, eliminated from playoffs are now the Rangers, Leafs, Panthers, Devils, Islanders, and Red Wings. The Islanders and the Red Wings have been eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I want to get to them specifically in a second, but I do just want to say that the Bruins and the Sens really nice. Like that, This was a team, the Bruins were kind of in the spot all year, but coming into the season, I was like, I don't know, they're a bubble team. And they pulled it off and went wire to wire, basically, of being in the mix. Great job. And then the Sens, from the death, just what a fight. Little fight, Ottawa.
Sens coming back was so remarkable. It's also, as we've said a number of times now here, Islanders in their last 10, 3-7. Red Wings in their last 10, 3-6-1. Blue Jackets in their last 10, 2-7-1. It's like everyone pissed and poo-pooed their pants.
It was like the Masters.
Here we are now. No one has ever been more fucking dialed than I was in our season previews when I was like, Boston will be a wild card bubble team all season.
Yeah, they were. It was amazing.
They were literally right here all fucking year long.
That's actually really funny. Like everyone at Detroit was like a way up, way down.
Oh yeah.
Boston was like,
we're going to stay right here. And I will say this for Boston too. they are a team that no one wants to fuck with.
Yep.
And as we said, they put their nuts on the table towards the end here. Last 15, 20 games or so, they won a ton of big, important games, and that is why they're in the playoffs.
And I'll say this. I was about to ask you, if you're Boston, who would you prefer? And I imagine you're going to say anyone but Carolina.
No, I will not say that.
Okay, what would you say?
Anyone but Tampa.
Anyone but Tampa.
Tampa is the only team. I do think Carolina is the best they've ever been.
Yeah.
But Boston's kind of had their number a few times in the past. So wouldn't
maybe
be
Tampa
bothered with
1,
that.
Carolina 2
Yeah.
than the other ones. Yeah. And so just more credit to the Sens, I guess. But I had naively been like, Boston is locked at wildcard 1. And now that is a dogfight with 1 game left, too.
Yeah. So to finish up things here, right now it's Boston, first wild card, Sens, second wild card. That could still flip-flop. Boston has 98 points. Sens have 97, each with 1 game left. Top of the Atlantic is also still up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
Sabres are at the top with 106 points and 2 games left. Habs also have 106 with only 1 game left. Bolts have 104 points with 2 games left. First round matchups are all in the balance here. Bolts and Buffalo are playing as we speak. I think that game is tied. Let me look at that.
Tampa's up.
Tampa is up. Okay.
Tampa up 2-1.
Tampa is tied 1-1 right now, and Buffalo is yet to start. So, Tampa is up 3-1.
3. God, mine says 2.
3-1, and it's 0-0 Buffalo, Chicago.
Yep.
So Tampa winning, which is big for them. So,
And they also need a regulation win to get the tiebreaker back.
yes. Before we move on to the situation in the Met, it is time to talk about certain Atlantic teams.
Yep.
We avoided this all year.
All year.
I refuse to speak. Are we done with the Yzer plan?
Here's a take for you, and I mean this.
Yeah.
There is no
No
Yzer
Yzer
plan. Like, that's my biggest takeaway from the Wings the last few years. They have their team, and then Stevie goes, I believe in these boys. My team's on the floor, which I can respect to a degree. But then they've just done the same thing. And again, there is no movement. There's no change. There's no plan. So I don't even want to say the Yzer plan failed because I don't know what the Yzer plan is other than we are the Red Wings.
Yeah. Listen, I am officially rattled for the Detroit Red Wings. I love Steve Yzerman so much. I love that he is back with Detroit, but a lot of the naysayers and the boo birds about him not being a good GM have a lot of ground to stand on right now.
Where has he worked?
Tampa.
Is that it?
Yeah, Tampa is the big one. And now he's here, and they have not made the playoffs since he has joined this team. The Yzer plan is years and years and years in, and dude, I don't know. I'm Danny Positivity here, and I'm not going to speak negatively about anyone on this team, but you bring in McClellan, and you have there are guys on this team doing what they're supposed to do, right? Alex DeBrincat, 40 goals,
What a fucking
43
season.
assists, 83 points.
Stick taps to the cat. What a season.
Unbelievable. Cat is that he is doing exactly what he needs to do. Lucas Raymond, 25 goals, 51 assists, 76 points. Perfect. Like I would like Lucas to live in the 70 to 90 point range every season. He's right in there.
Yeah.
Dylan Larkin, 67 points in 73 games, 34 tucks.
Awesome.
Awesome. Like Dylan Larkin is in the 70 to 85 point, 90 point range. And with the games he missed, he would have been in that.
Yep.
So boom, there you go. Mo Sider, 10 goals,
Awesome.
50 assists, 60 points. That is Norris shit right there. Exactly what he needs to do. After those 4, and I think most would agree, those are your 4 best players on your team. They are all doing what they need to do. There is a significant drop-off. And I include Patrick Kane with 16 goals, 40 assists, and 56 points.
56 and 65 is pretty much what I want.
It's not bad, but the 16 goals is not what you want from Patrick Kane. And if you say you do, you're a fucking idiot liar. I don't care.
How many did you want?
25 goals.
25, yeah.
That's 10 more. That is an important 10 goals.
Oh, for sure. I'm just looking at games, though. Like in a full season, he would have had 20.
Sure,
And I'm
but I
kinda
need
like,
I need 25
okay.
from him. Sorry. Like, you are Patrick Kane. I need 25 goals if you're going to be on this team. And if you're going to be this valuable. So it's like, there's just guys that, I mean, you look at their lines, you look at their roster construction, and it just feels like there's a lot that just is still needed there. They have, what do they have? 11 mil in cap space? Yeah. 11 mil in cap space. They're a major NHL franchise, original 6 team. They should not have a hard time getting free agents. They should not have a hard time having people sign here long term. And I am with you. I don't know what the plan is anymore. And this is, they went out and got Falk, and that's great. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad Falk is on this team. But if I'm looking at the Detroit Red Wings and I'm looking at some of their young players who are, no one really had this big jump out year yet, right? That's a big thing. I look at Emmett Finney. I look at ASP, who had a decent little year. Yep. I look at Casper. I look at Brent Nygaard, who had 1 point in 12 games. Like, no one has made a significant jump. That is a problem. You need that to happen. I do wonder, though, missing playoffs again. Here we go. 10 years now. Is Yzerman on the hot seat?
I kind of, it's weird when you get to team royalty, right? It's like we always said with Frank, for Chelsea, where I was like, you can't fire Frank Lampard.
Rod is the great example.
Yes. So I want to go kind of, but maybe he has a longer leash because he's Steve Yzerman and it's the Red Wings. And to be fair, to counter myself, there were a couple trades made this year. John Gibson was brought in this summer. There things happened that I was so thrilled about. I announced Detroit would make playoffs no matter what just because of the John Gibson thing. And I was just looking up these numbers. Gibson, 903-267. And for reference, Sorokin, 906-268. And everyone's like, Sorokin's been incredible. He could win the Vezina. So I'm like, Gibson, he's not leading the league in anything, but for the most part, I'm like, yeah, you pretty much, after a slow start, those are numbers that you would want from John Gibson.
And it's certainly an improvement.
Yeah, yes, totally.
They are better in the goaltending situation because of John Gibson.
Let me look up Gibson's career. Like, his career is 909-287. This year it gives you 903-267. So I'm like, this is what you traded for. Like, you got the guy.
Yeah.
But your larger point, and this is what I'm screaming. This roster is not a definite playoff roster. It could be if you break it right, but it's not a team that you go, they are making playoffs for sure. And as the GM, that is your job. The coach coaches them up, you build them up. You need to build a team that we look at on paper and go, that is a playoff team. This could be a playoff team, and they had every opportunity to be one this year. They fucked it up.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be in the we could be a playoff team roster.
I don't think Yzerman will be fired, but for the first time in a long time, I am fully on board with, if I'm a Red Wings fan, and if you're a Red Wings fan and you're upset with Steve Yzerman, I get it.
I get it.
I'm not gonna hop on Twitter and tell you to calm down anymore. I'm gonna be like, fuck that. Yeah, this is tough.
It also just sucks because
It
they're
sucks
such an
because,
awesome franchise.
And here's my big thing, dude. I'm obviously a massive Larks guy. You see how fucking good he is.
Yeah.
Every time he plays for USA, you see how good he is with good talent. Lucas Raymond is a great player. DeBrincat's a great player. But we got to get better talent around this guy and around Mo and
Build
around Raymond. And it's like the Patrick Kane thing was a good pickup when it happened, but is it good anymore? I don't, I'm not sitting here saying get rid of Patrick Kane, but I am saying I don't know that Patrick Kane can be your guy that you're calling like your third best winger.
Yeah.
Now.
He only signed a 1 year, eh?
Yes.
Interesting. I wonder what he'll do.
He's 37 years old.
Yeah.
I'm certain he can play 1 more year, maybe 2 more years. But you can't bring in Patrick Kane and give him like $3 million again and be like this. And you are a top 6 winger for us that we're deep relying on. Because I'm like, no, you're not.
Fuck.
And it's like JT Comper, David Perron, those guys didn't do what you needed them to do.
How many points was it though? 56?
Sorry?
How many points was it? 56?
Yes.
56 for $3 million.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
And the 40 assists is amazing.
Yeah.
But I need you to score goals. You're Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
Even if you're 37, I need you to get more goals than 16 goals. But either way, we can move on from Detroit, but this is a fucking massive dick kick.
Yeah.
It's a massive dick kick. I don't know what else to say. So in the Met, only the Canes and Pens have clinched. The Islanders have been eliminated with their Sunday loss to Montreal.
Sucks.
We will get into that in a second. The Blue Jackets lost to Boston 3-2 on Sunday, but they are still alive. The Caps, dude, beat Pitt back-to-back games, and they are alive. Flyers currently sit in third in the Met with 94 points and 2 games left. They're playing right now. Washington has 93 points with 1 game left. Columbus has 92 points with 1 game left. If the Flyers win now, tonight, both Washington and Columbus are eliminated. If they lose in OT, Columbus is eliminated.
Okay.
So the Flyers winning will essentially set the Met.
But wait, if they lose in overtime the next game, doesn't Capitals have the tiebreaker on them?
Okay,
That's what I heard.
That's why I only said Columbus is eliminated. If they lose in OT, Columbus is officially
because of
eliminated.
those regulation wins. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So the Flyers could lock themselves in and eliminate both Washington and Columbus if they win this game tonight. So by the time you guys are listening to this episode,
You might
we'll
know
potentially know. It's
Because the Caps can only get to 95.
yes, it is 2-2 right now at the end of the second.
And they were down
Flyers,
2-0.
Flyers and Canes. Yeah, they have clawed back Mitchkov and Zegras.
Sick.
Fucking Zegras is about to sign a fat deal.
Yeah.
Okay, the DeBoer bump did not work.
Yes.
We talked about it. We talked about it weeks ago, and we said, who is the most bummed if they miss? The Islanders got to be pretty bummed right now.
Oh, this is
They felt
devastating.
like the most locked. Like when we were there, when we had Schaefer on the pod, it felt like they were such a lock for playoffs.
Dude, I feel bad because
I thought they were going to finish top 3.
I remember being like, he's like, come out to New York. And I was like, dude, I'll see you for the playoffs. Like, it's going to be sick. And he was like, I mean, he wasn't braggy at all, but I was being like, you're in, dude. It's going to be amazing. And
You
now I'm
jinxed him, dude.
I'm like, sorry, dude. That was on me.
Yeah, fucking brutal. Dude.
Jesus Christ. Okay, let's talk about the Islanders for a second. I view it, though, and I know you agree, but I view it as they have every right to be really sad because of how the season went. But just like the Sharks, who were never quite as high as the Islanders, but the Sharks were in playoffs like many times. And we're in the driver's seat a week ago. And
Yeah.
they just kind of slipped. You just have to get over this pretty quickly because of what's coming down the road. Like, yes, this sucks. 100% be sad for a week. Like, fuck, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm like, chill, dude. Like, you good. You could be a Wings fan. You could be a Blue Jackets fan. You know, I'm like, just be fine. You are going to be a 10-year playoff team moving forward.
Yeah, no doubt. I kept using the word bummed for a reason because you haven't lost any massive opportunity here. They had tough injuries too, dude. Like
Let's rest Shafe's leg.
Romanov dead, Palmieri dead, Engvall dead. Like they had a lot of guys injured all year. They in my opinion, they overachieved. But after you go out and get Shen, it felt like
No, you wanted it, bro.
And like then Wall fired,
Big time.
DeBoer brought in the end of this season was definitely a like what happened.
fuck? Yep.
So that is tough, but we are very close to having the East locked up. So let's move on to the West. Top 3 in the Central are clinched and locked. The Mammoth have clinched a wild card spot. They could flip-flop, however. Vegas and Edmonton have clinched, but the Pacific is very much up for grabs in literally every way. The Kings are on a 4-game heater
It's incredible.
with a massive 1-0 win over Edmonton on Saturday. The Kings could literally, how about this, Ev? Win the Pacific.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How funny is that? Dude, all the talk about the Pacific and the pillow fight and how insane it is. And a mere 2 weeks ago, we were sitting here being like, the
Kings are out of the playoffs.
Kings, like they lost that game to Calgary and it was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You're going to miss. They
Kopi
could
misses.
literally win the Pacific Division now. It's hilarious. And let me tell you, if that happened and they forced Vegas and the Ducks get bumped down and they forced Vegas and Edmonton to play each other in the first round, it would be one of the great Kings
Swindles of all time.
and in Kopi's last year, it would be fucking storybook shit. If the Kings can continue this heater, and they can,
Yep.
I assure you, which we'll get into. But the Kings could literally win the Pacific. So
And I just want to say on that topic,
Yes.
because I said this a while ago, and everybody was like, "Well, that's not actually realistic, Chris." it is so realistic.
It is very
that
possible.
the Kings get wild card 1 and catch Utah, and Edmonton wins the Pacific and they play in the first round.
Oh,
That is so on the table.
Wait,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So we get Oilers and Kings again?
Yes.
Fucking A.
For
Everyone's like, no way. And I'm like, dude,
what will
watch
this
it.
be, the 5th year in a row?
Yeah. And Kopi's like, I'm going to fucking kill them and then myself.
Yes.
That's
So,
what's going to happen.
On Thursday, Utah beat Nashville. The Ducks snapped their losing streak, beating San Jose. Seattle beat Vegas in OT. Then Saturday, Vegas beat Colorado. San Jose lost to Van, and the Preds beat the Wild. Big win. Sunday, the Ducks lost to Vancouver. The Ducks are,
dude.
oh my God.
Come on, guys.
So now, Vegas leads the Pacific with 91 points and 2 games left. They play Winnipeg tonight.
Okay.
Edmonton is in second with 90 points and 2 games left. They play Colorado tonight. The Ducks are in third still with 90 points and 2 games left. They play Minnesota on Tuesday and the Preds on Thursday. Huge game.
Yeah, Jesus.
The Kings are in that second wild card spot with 87 points, and they have 3 games left. So the Kings very much
And do you know
control.
what they are?
Yes, I sure do. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
They control their destiny. So the Sharks and Jets, they are still alive somehow.
Yeah.
They have 82 points with 3 games left, each of them.
Dude, Jets and Caps finished with the 2 best records in their conferences last year.
Yeah.
Both are going to miss playoffs, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
But both were deader than dead. And they were just like surging.
Surging.
And I was like, no way. But now, and they're going to just miss. But I'm like,
Surging.
oh, dude, you idiots.
So the Sharks and Preds are playing as we speak, as we are speaking right now. So by the time you are listening to that, we will see what happens. Is 0-0. Sharks and Preds are playing right now. The Jets and Vegas play tonight. Jets play the Mammoth tomorrow, so they've got a back-to-back.
Yep.
Sharks play Chicago on Wednesday. The Preds have 86 points and 2 games left, sitting just outside of the playoffs.
Yep.
They have the Sharks and Ducks left. 2 games that they can win, especially with how the Ducks are.
It's fucking crazy that we just said the Kings could win the Pacific, which they easily could.
Yes.
But the Preds could easily catch. The Kings could also easily be out.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, they're in. We did it. And I'm like, actually.
Preds are on a West Coast swing, though.
Yep.
And they play the Sharks and the Ducks, 2 teams who can beat any team at any given night. The Kings with 87 points and 3 games left. They play in Calgary tonight, in Van tomorrow, and in Calgary on Thursday. Again, they recently lost a bad game to Calgary, so hopefully they learned a lesson there. But big stuff. And here's the thing. If the Kings win 2 of 3, no matter what, they're guaranteed in. And tonight, if they win and the Preds lose, they are in. So a lot can be decided tonight.
Okay. Hawks up 1-0 on Buffalo.
Okay. Interesting stuff. So the playoffs are going to go down to the wire.
Yep.
There's a chance that tonight we find out who's in, but we still don't know tons of the
seeding.
matchups.
And that's actually a great teaser, Dan, because usually for people who have listened to us for a long time,
Yeah.
we do the week before playoffs, we do our 2 episodes are the East playoff preview and then the West
Yeah.
playoff preview. We couldn't do that. This
can't
episode
do
yet
it.
because we don't know yet. So we're actually going to most likely not release our second episode this week on Thursday. We're going to wait to Friday, drop it Friday so we can have the full seeding and give you a full playoff breakdown.
And I'm praying to God that doesn't happen because I'm going to have to fucking record from a fucking airport.
Yeah, I cannot
So, no, can't have that happen. But that is our wild card update. It is pure fucking mayhem, and you love to see it. We're heavy talk on the Kings, so we do want to take a moment to address Kopi had his final regular season home game. Big moment. Again, awesome 1-0 win against Edmonton. That was fantastic to see. Cool. But we've talked about it before as he announced his retirement. We're going to have Kopi on the show at the end of the season, whenever playoffs or regular season ends, and it'll be amazing. You'll get to see Kopi, and we'll do a great episode with him. But just another time to remind everyone, he's the all-time leader in points, assists, game-winning goals, and games played for the Kings. He played 20 years with this team, all in that barn, 2 Stanley Cups, Selke. The guy's unbelievable. He's the greatest King of all time.
Yep. It's hard. This happens as you get older. You just watch the people you grew up loving just get older too and retire.
Oh, man.
And you're like, fuck, dude. It's so brutal.
We're old.
Yeah. But it is
Sucks.
hard to process that all these things are happening. And he's like, yeah, it's my last regular season home
brutal.
game for the Kings.
It's
And I'm
super
like,
emotional.
This can't be happening. Yeah.
Super emotional. You could see all the boys on Edmonton too,
Yep.
just being like, fuck me. You're watching the legend leave. It's crazy. And then another legend we had yesterday, I believe, Jonathan Quick has announced his retirement.
Yep.
We all kind of had a feeling, but I believe he's playing tonight, right?
Yeah.
Against the Panthers, his final game in the NHL, 19 pro seasons. He has the most wins and shutouts of any U.S. goalie, 3 Stanley Cups, a Conn Smythe. He's one of the greatest goalies of all time.
Yeah.
One of the greatest goalies of all time. Wanted to bring this up as a massive shout out. When Alec Martinez was on, we were talking about the Quicks. What an amazing dude he is. What an amazing family he is. Him and Jackie are the best. I am very curious here if there will be any sort of fence mending with the Kings.
If I will not be surprised at all. In fact, I almost guarantee there will be an attempt by the Kings. I think there will be some kind of thing of like, hey, dude, we fucked you, and like, what do you want to do here? What I don't know is if he accepts said all with.
I mean, that's a jersey number retiring.
Oh yeah.
And to me, it's if I were them, I would desperately want to give him a 1-day contract and be like, can we make you retire a King and fucking say sorry for the way we handle things? At the very least, they should fucking extend that offer because it was shitty the way it ended, and Jonathan Quick deserves better. And it would be amazing for Kings fans, and who knows, but I would love it. But who knows if they deserve it? But either way, Jonathan Quick, the fucking best. And what a career.
Oh my God. And it's actually wildly poetic that him and Kopi go out together. I was like, wow, that's awesome.
I agree. There have been some sick photos that popped up with that. All right, last bit of hot ice. I'm wearing the sweatshirt for a reason. College hockey. I had my fucking heart ripped out on Thursday.
Yep.
Double OT, fucking Denver, as usual, takes down Michigan. And just the most horrendous run for Michigan since 1998 continues to be so fucking depressing and embarrassing. And I don't know what to say.
One thing I got really bummed about watching it was people were asking me who I was rooting for when I was watching on Thursday. And I was like, I picked North Dakota over Michigan. So I'm like, I hope those things happen for my bracket. But I was like, you know what? It'd be if Wisconsin and Michigan win, then it would be kind of cool because it's either the boys and girls won at Wisconsin or basketball and hockey won Michigan, which has never happened, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I was like, if it's Wisconsin, Michigan, we actually have a fucking numbies thing that will take place. Wisconsin, my God, like I cannot believe how great they were down the stretch because, as I've said a million times, they were up and down during the season for me. They would have some bad weekends, have some incredible weekends, and they looked amazing, and you just didn't know what team was going to show up in the tournament. Holy fuck, their A team showed up. Their best game every fucking time. So much credit to them stomping, frankly, a North Dakota team. Multiple North Dakota power plays in the third period, down 2 goals. Fucking barely got any shots. Outrageous. Then you get the Michigan game. I had to leave. I was dying laughing because I'm watching it, and I had to leave probably 10 minutes into the first OT to go play beer league. And when Denver tied it, I was like, I just remember sitting here next to you going, there is literally no way that game doesn't go to overtime, just so you know. And they're like, tie. And I was like, yeah, I told you. So
when that got tied, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I was like, this is insane. And when I got off the game and I was like, well, who won? And they were like, Denver, double OT. And I was like, dude, they are now going to win because I lost my hockey basketball thing. I'm now rooting for the boys girls dual natty, but it's Denver. And man, they obviously are that good. It's not like they are these random Cinderella teams. So they deserve it, certainly. But it is fucking crazy how they just in the tournament step up every time.
Dude, it's wild. It would have been cocky of me to ask for 2 national championship titles in a matter of 1 week. But
you
I
wish you
wanted
could swap them,
I would love to swap them. But Denver wins their 3rd title in 5 years. They went down 1-0 in the first period, stayed calm, cool, and collected. Boom, 2 goals in the 3rd, national title. 3rd in 5 years, 11 titles overall for the Pios. Johnny Hicks was fucking ridiculous in that Michigan game. I think he had 49 saves. Then here in this one, he had 29 saves or something like that. And he's gone 16-0-1 as a starter since he got that job. I think he had like a .957 save percentage. He's been unbelievable. Carl had some funny comments where he was like, he wasn't calling them like a small program.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how big some of these other programs are. And he even said, he was like, I'm not saying that we're like this little program, but like, we have disadvantages compared to some of these other schools. And there's part of me in the hockey front where I'm like, shut the fuck up, David Carl. Like, you have 11 titles, 3 in 5 years. But he is objectively right. If you look at the size of Denver and then a Michigan, or a Michigan State, or an Ohio State, just like the entire schools and the programs and the other, like name another Denver team.
No, yeah.
It's in hockey.
Probably NIL money too. Like, I'm sure they're spending for hockey, but those other schools have more money.
Absolutely. But Denver continues to be a fucking powerhouse. And I laugh and go back to when we popped on Chicklets earlier this season. And G was like, who do you like? And I was like, obviously I love Michigan, but I mentioned Duluth and the Plant Bros, but I was like, you can never count out Denver. Yeah. And here we are.
That's what he was like, yes.
Yeah, he was like, can't count out Denver. And it's like, they win again. So fucking fuck me, but congrats, Denver. You are undeniable.
Dude, I will be really interested to see, because Dave Carl's 36.
Yeah.
I think, which is fucking,
I think that's right.
Lunacy.
Is that right?
Check that. I'm pretty sure he's 36. But I'll be really interested to see if he is, because he obviously gets the doors kicked down. But we see guys all the time, Jerry York, Jackie Parker, guys that just go, no, this is sick. He's fucking younger than I love doing this. It'll be really interesting to see what he chooses, because he's either a guy that goes, no, I love this, and I'm going to be remembered as the greatest hockey coach of all time, and I will have a lifetime contract to Denver, and I'm going to win 15 national championships. Or is he like, I'm going to the NHL because literally every team wants me.
Jans talked about this, and he said that line, that a correct line. In the NHL, you get, as a coach, you get hired to get fired.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you want that? How much more money are you possibly going to get to live in, Denver is such a sick city.
Amazing.
You have such a good setup at this school. You can coach there to the end of your days. You are a millionaire.
Yep.
Your family and kids will go there forever for free for as long as you want. You live in and around this unbelievable camp. Like, why would you ever leave? Mm-hmm. Is it just because people are like, well, go to the next level, dude? I'm kind of like,
would be why he does.
Yeah, and I'm like, why? Who gives a fuck? Like,
so you can get shipped off to Winnipeg at a moment's notice.
Mm-hmm. Like, genuinely, man, I'm like,
certainly getting your name on the cup is like, that's an appeal. I'd be like, oh, this would be sick. My name's on the fucking Stanley Cup.
Winning a cup definitely would be cool. But if I were Carl, dude, again, he's 36. I would coach at Denver for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
20 more years. Yeah.
Yes. I would coach 20 more years. And at like 56, I'd be like this, I'll pop to the NHL after you have 25 national titles.
Yeah.
I would
make him want you.
Yeah. And think about it. Think about how much money he'll make if he just stays there. Let's even be more realistic. Coach for 14 more years. Yeah. And at 50, be like this, I'll go give it a shot in the NHL for a few years. See how it goes. I would never leave if I were him.
Yeah. I actually think if he doesn't go soon, he won't. If the next year or two he goes, yeah, fuck it, I want the next challenge, then so be it. But I think if he coaches 10 more years at Denver, I
disagree with that so passionately because of his age.
Yeah.
If he doesn't go soon, if he doesn't go in 4 years, he's still only 40. Like, there'll be dudes. I mean, there are multiple dudes, dozens and dozens of dudes in the NHL right now who are older than him.
Yeah.
So, like, no, I think he could do 10 more years in Denver and then be like, yeah, I'm going to go to the NHL now at 46.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean like he'd be too old. It would pass him by. I just was more feeling like if I had been at Denver for that long,
I know what you're saying. And again, I passionately disagree because I think he's still so young. And at that point, he will have achieved so much at Denver that it's like, I feel good about this. There's nothing more that I could possibly do at Denver. So now I will go.
Good day.
In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he does. But it's fucking crazy. Congrats, Denver. God damn it, Michigan. All right, let's take a quick ad break, and then we will pop back in with an awesome interview talking about the Hartford Whalers documentary that you can check out on NHL Network.
Yeah, because we are recording the 13th, so it's out today.
Yes.
So when you're listening to this,
if you have NHL Network, you can see it.
Bang. Hockey is in full swing. Playoffs are right here. They're right there. I can touch the playoffs. And just because it's playoffs, you can still use BetMGM's favorite promotion, the Hat Trick Jackpot. All you have to do is bet on an anytime goal scorer. And if they score 3 or more, if they get that Hattie for you, you get your share of $10,000 in bonus bets. That's ridiculous, okay? So bet on an anytime goal scorer. Figure out, sniff out the Hattie. You can find it. You can find the Hattie. You sniff it out. You bet on that guy, 10 G's in bonus bets. Log into your account. It's so easy. You log into your BetMGM account and you place your bet on a goal scorer, okay? If the player scores, ka-ching, you win that bet already. Great job. And then if they get 3 or more, boom, you're in the 10G bonus bet land. It's amazing. When you get that app, use promo code NETTERS. That's NETTERS when you sign up. And then you get a welcome offer because you're a new member. And then you can use the promotions. And then you can start winning bets left and right. Playoff hockey is the greatest thing of all time. Don't miss out on the action. BetMGM, make it legendary. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by our friend Tal Pinchevsky, and this is exciting, Dan, because actually both of us, we're New England boys, so we go way back in Whalers lore, but Dan has a whole personality based around the Whalers jersey.
Protecting the Whalers.
It's a very worthy cause.
This is a very exciting time for me because we're going to get into all of this, and then I'm going to be able to tell Hurricanes fans that if they want to take themselves seriously, they have to watch this doc.
Yeah, okay.
If you're going to fucking steal valor from the Hartford Whalers, then you owe it to them to watch this doc.
Good
Every
take,
single
Dan.
Carolina fan has to do it.
Good take. So our first question, honestly, is just tell us about the origin story of how this doc came together in the first place.
I mean, I don't want to date myself too much, but I mentioned I'm old enough to have actually seen the Whalers play.
Which is special.
Back in the Montreal Forum back in the day. And then a colleague of mine, Pat Pickens, who's a co-director and producer on the film, he wrote a book about the Whalers. So that's really where it started. And I read the book. I loved it. I've always been fascinated by, it's everywhere. Everyone loves the Whalers, right?
Everyone
so
loves
we
the
started
Whalers.
talking. At that point, I'd been transitioning into other platforms, as they call them, films and features, shorts, podcasts, whatever. So we got into it basically and wanted to figure out how can we make the definitive Hartford Whalers doc.
And was this like over beers one night where you wake up in the morning and you're like, were we serious? Or was this like legitimately you went into it being with the thought we got to make a Whalers project?
No, we were on opposite sides of the country.
Yeah.
Because he was on the East Coast, I was in Los Angeles at that time. So there wasn't a lot of beer discussion, but we were both totally gung-ho. We really wanted to do it. We were kind of surprised it hadn't been done yet, and so the first person I reached out to was Howard Baldwin, who also lives out here. And we started talking, and he was on board immediately.
Yeah.
So, and has been a huge advocate for the project since the beginning. And yeah, we just kind of dove headfirst into it. Pat's alma mater is Sacred Heart University. They made a generous contribution of some funds and some cheap student labor.
Yeah, huge.
And,
we need that.
And we were off. And, by the time it was all done, about a year and a half later, we'd done about 36 interviews with different people from the Whalers universe, executives, players, coaches, fans, everyone. And the response has been great. Premiered last year on some regional sports networks in the Northeast. If you had cable in New England last year, you could watch it.
Hell yeah, okay.
And now we're going national. It premieres on NHL Network on April 13th. So
amazing.
We're psyched.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Coming right up. So a year and a half. I was going to ask how long, which is actually kind of fast. I know it sounds long to listeners, but that's kind of quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt quick.
Yeah.
It felt quick. We went to Whalers Night in Raleigh 1 year. That was our first trip, and we wanted to shoot some stuff and witness the phenomenon and see how legit like the Whalers representation was in Raleigh for the Hurricanes game. And it was massive. It was great. So from there, we were in Vegas for the draft. We did a bunch of interviews there. We crisscrossed Florida. Everyone was in Florida. So
true.
We did, I think, like 6 interviews in 4 days in Florida. We did a bunch of stuff in Connecticut and New York. And we talked people from the marketing office, people from the ticket office. We found fans who went down to Raleigh for Whalers Night from Connecticut.
Yeah,
we found people tailgating at Whalers Night. We found these girls having a birthday party at Whalers Night, and the birthday girl claimed that she thinks her dad had gone to a Whalers game in Hartford for her birthday party. She didn't know all the details. There was a lot of there was a lot of fun stuff. It was a great time. It was fun to make. Hectic, but we had a good time with it. We hope that the audience will enjoy it too.
Oh
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How because the guests you got were amazing. I was watching. I was like, oh my God, everybody's talking. How was that process? Were people just so psyched when you reached out?
It was amazing. I mean, I had done this before, like as a journalist. I had done stories about, remember the Whalers, or like, half the league's head coaches are former Whalers, or whatever it is. And every time I would talk to someone, whether it was Dave Tippett, Joel Quenneville, Dean Evison, they're like, oh yes, I can talk about this for days.
Yeah.
So
that is my favorite part about it.
It's so
as
good.
guys like Verbeek starts talking, and then they're talking about Quenneville, and I'm like, what the fuck? Every coach or
touched the
GM,
Whalers.
it's like Francis.
Mike Liute, who's one of the most prominent agents in the league. Ray Ferraro, who's been on ESPN for I don't even know how long.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Who was it? Someone in the docs like, fucking Ray, always running his mouth. Of course he got that job.
Deneen.
Yeah.
Ray Ferraro is full of baloney, right?
Yeah,
so he's a
that
perfect
killed it.
broadcaster.
That was awesome. Yeah,
Oh, it's
very,
so
very
good.
cool. Okay, so I want to hear, all your favorite parts of doing it, but we got to hit some of our favorite highlights. Dude, the first one that just killed me was the story of finding the theme song. That was epic, dude. Talk about that.
You have to. It's literally George Ducharme, who was like one of the executives at the team, just have the record in his
How
house.
insane is that?
Yeah, it's crazy. And then his grandparents, or excuse me, his grandkids heard it. They liked the song, and you decide, okay, here's our theme song. By the way, what team even has a theme song?
I know. And to nail it, to hit it out of the park where it's iconic, everybody knows it, everybody loves it.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
I mean, after making this film, I'm hearing freaking Brass Bonanza in my nightmares when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
It also took forever to track down the license. Actually, that was like a behind the scenes.
interesting.
We must have talked to, I think, about 5 different record labels about who actually owns the song. And eventually we did find it, but it took a little while to figure out who do we have to pay to actually use the song.
Yeah.
And we eventually figured out. But yeah, it's one of the many iconic aspects of this franchise that we all still love.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing, dude. So funny. And then the Gordie Howe stuff, of course. Oh my God. It's actually crazy to me to think about. We know that he goes there and all that stuff, but just hearing the logistics behind it,
craziness.
hearing the stuff about with his kids.
I was going to say, making it a family affair.
Yeah, like
It's
he'll
so
retire.
crazy.
There's so many behind the scenes things that went down to get him to Hartford is fascinating.
It took a while too. I mean, Howard Baldwin was pursuing them for a while.
Yeah.
And until eventually the owner of the Houston Aeros was like, they're yours.
Yeah,
I don't want to
please.
deal with them
Yeah.
anymore. I suspect the team, half the league was kind of struggling to stay afloat at that point. But yeah, Howard Baldwin visited them on their farm and closed the deal, and it was a huge moment for the franchise. And Mark Howe wanted to go play. He said this a few times, but he wanted to go play in the NHL. And they said, well, if you don't go play with your dad in Hartford, or excuse me, in the World Hockey Association, he's going to retire. Mm-hmm. And Mark Howe just said, well, I'm not going to be responsible for Gordie Howe retiring.
Yeah.
I don't think he knew he'd still be playing 10 years later, however many years it was.
Yeah, so
but
true.
yeah, it was awesome. And again, another very cool aspect of this. At one point they had Bobby Hull and Gordie Howe playing on the Whalers.
God, that's insane. And the Gordie stories about there was somebody that Fedoruk. Like Fedoruk cut Mark or something, and then Gordie's like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. So good to just think about that dynamic. Mr. Hockey defending his kids on the ice.
Yeah, it's incredible. There are so many parts that, all the players, like we keep mentioning, who are now coaches or GMs, and then the Gordie story, all that stuff's cool. But there's so many ins and outs that were done so well that were so fun about, like, literally the construction of the team. And I mean that literally with, like, the collapse of the arena and then how that actually ended up being a blessing.
Money, yeah.
It's unbelievable. And then I kept dying at the designing of the logo story because it feels like such a flippant part of the doc. But I'm like, people, NHL fans today who didn't even watch the Whalers play are like, that's the best logo in NHL history.
The logo's everywhere.
It's
crazy.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It is without a doubt the #1 vintage logo that people, NHL fans or hockey fans, who are like, I want like a vintage shirt or hat. They always get Whalers.
Dude.
There are people in this office who have Whalers hats, and I'm like, sick. And they're like, oh, I didn't even know what this is. And I'm like, oh, there you go.
We went, just a quick story about that. We were doing a bunch of work in Connecticut at Sacred Heart over the course of a weekend. And I had to go into New York City after that to do some stuff. So I've been doing Whalers stuff all weekend in Connecticut. I go down into the city. I have to go to the bank, and I'm waiting in line for the teller. And I look behind me, and I swear to God, the guy standing behind me at the bank is wearing a Whalers hat. It's everywhere. I close my eyes, and I still see the logo because it's in my brain so much. But yeah, it's everywhere. And we were lucky because one of our first interviews was Peter Good, the designer of the logo, and he passed away not long after that. So I'm pretty sure we had, I think we may have had his last on-camera interview about the logo.
Crazy.
And he was not a sports fan. Didn't know anything
that was
about
funny.
hockey.
Yeah.
He just kind of dove into it and came up with an absolute genius logo.
Yeah,
was
it's
funny.
unbelievable. I was dying at the when they were trying to use like a harpoon, and they were like, "Let's not." Do
It was actually
that.
kill whales.
Kill whales.
But it was
right.
funny seeing the other versions, like with the full whale body, and then he had the comment where it's like, it's the shape isn't easy to manipulate except for the tail. He was like, the tail you can be creative with.
It was just perfectly
and then
done.
He gets that.
And the empty space with the H.
H.
I didn't even notice that until a couple of years ago. It's crazy.
The Bruins rivalry element was really awesome, and particularly awesome for me because when we were young, our dad had kept a cork board. And anytime he would go to a game, he would, back in the day when you'd get physical tickets, he would staple the tickets to multiple
Nice.
corkboard. It was, Red Sox games, Bruins games, all this. And the tickets back then, I can picture them so vividly in my head, were so cool looking. They were like kind of this like tan color. And whenever there was a significance of a game, he would write on it. And my first Bruins game ever was a Whalers game.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's actually epic. Mine is a Nordiques game. It's like Chris's
Oh,
first
that's
game,
perfect.
Bruins Nordiques, Dan's first game, Bruins Whalers. And I was like, wow, who knew that was going to be so iconic?
We killed those teams.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Nice.
Our presence, unfortunately, killed those teams.
That was the beginning of the end for both those
yeah.
teams.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, that's probably why I'm so passionate about the Whalers and protecting them.
Yeah, I love
Save
that.
our whales, save our Whalers. It's unbelievable.
But no, that was a really cool part of it too, because I think we were too young, to actually remember that. And I think, the Bruins-Habs rivalry is amazing, but when I think about a team in Hartford, of course there'd be a huge Bruins rivalry. Used to play in the, right in Boston.
For sure.
So it was cool to see how hot that fire burned for those guys firsthand, whereas I wasn't quite aware of that.
Right. Well, I didn't even know that the Whalers started out in Boston.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that until we actually started in the World Hockey Association. I didn't know that till we started making the film.
Yeah.
So there was always that little brother thing, even after they went to
Definitely.
Hartford. And, the Bruins are the Bruins and, the Whalers were the Whalers. Interpret that any way you want. And there was definitely, it seemed like, and when they first got to the NHL and they were playing the Bruins, they weren't good. The Bruins were dumbing them most of the time. And then eventually, once they got that big team in the 80s with Francis and Deneen and Quenneville and all those guys, that's when the tables started to turn. And that was a huge moment for that franchise. And like, all right, we're gonna, we can stand up to
We can be
these guys.
competitive.
Sure.
Yeah, we can take these guys if we have to meet them in the playoffs. We can beat them. And it was huge for just the collective energy and confidence around Hartford and in Connecticut.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Well, as they got competitive and good, and this is another one where I'm like, I can't believe there were several things in the doc, and I want everyone to go see it. There's several things that I was like, how did I not know this? Like you said, the playing in Boston and the white space and logo, but the parade story
Oh my
is
God.
fucking gold.
Yeah.
I literally have no idea how I've never heard that, dude. That is so funny. People would lose their shit if that happened now. Like if a team did that now, but it worked somehow. It was amazing.
About half the guys who are in the parade are like, I don't know if this is a good idea.
Yeah.
We won one playoff round and they threw a parade for us. There's like a karmic thing going on that I'm not sure
So
is good.
funny, dude.
But yeah, it was incredible. It shows you how badly they wanted to
Yes.
just celebrate something with that team. And yeah, we got some great footage of the parade too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
you
just-
did.
It's Mike Liute had the best line. He just paused, went, no.
Yeah. so funny. And what did he say? They go, they're like, what would you do? What are you going to do if you win the whole thing? I forget what he says, but he's like, the Hartford's going to burn to the ground or whatever. But I was like, yes.
Saying it in the happiest way possible.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they were stoked about it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But dude, it's funny and it's easy to poke fun at because you're like, what is this? What's happening here? And half the people didn't want to be there. But looking at the footage, I was like, this is sick. I'm glad that the city just loved it. And we're so pumped that
Definitely.
we're in the mix, It's legit. It's a legit franchise. I loved that.
It's just, to me, it's really cool. I mean, there's so many things that we need to get into, like the Ron Francis elements, all that. But I'm curious, just from your perspective, it's like, I think a lot of new fans see these teams that have come and gone, and it's easy to be like, oh yeah, I get it. There was a team here and they relocated. It's fine, whatever. But you forget that these teams, whether struggling or not, had huge fan bases. They had people who loved them and cared. So as you made it, what were some of the coolest things that popped out about that? Like, did you talk to anyone who was like, I'm so glad you're making this. I was the biggest Whalers fan ever, blah, 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 anything like that?
There's a lot of elements. The legacy is actually pretty interesting. For one thing, we mentioned all the guys who played for the team who now pretty much run the league.
Yeah. So
And then, the growth of hockey, youth hockey in Connecticut, since like college hockey, there's 4 Division I programs just in Connecticut. It's not a big state.
Yeah.
You know, Quinnipiac won the whole thing a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, what I found really interesting is that it's like, it's an era of pro sports we're never going to have again. Like right now, if you want a team, you find a billionaire like Ryan Smith who snaps up the Coyotes and brings them to Utah. And that's just how you get it done. You need someone with money to burn who can just foot the bill for everything, the building, everything. And back then, you know, Howard Baldwin started the team and he did all right, but he wasn't a billionaire. You know, this was a total community collective that, you know, at the time, Hartford was the national capital of insurance. So all the biggest insurance companies were in Connecticut and in Hartford, and they all bought a piece of the Whalers. You know, the Hartford Current, the newspaper, owned a piece. I mean, that's crazy. Imagine if like a newspaper owned a piece of a pro sports team. Like there were about a dozen different businesses in the city that owned the team. It wasn't one guy with a ton of money. It was a real community thing. Like the comparison I hear a lot is the Packers, obviously.
But it's been a different feel though.
Yeah, but that I don't know if we'll ever see that again. And that the big question was like, well, are the Whalers going to come back? I was like, really? If you can find someone with a $5 billion who really wants to do it, then yes, they'll come back. Yeah. But until you do, I don't think it's going to happen.
It's certainly not coming back the way it was in the first place.
No. They need a new building anyway. They're still playing in the same building.
Yeah, right. Insane. And Dan mentioned Ron Francis. That was actually cool. You know, I'm well aware how good Ron Francis was, but it was cool to see how huge he was there. Yeah, how much the boys were like, dude, he changed everything. That was sick. Yeah.
Yeah, he was after Gordie Howe, I guess, like he was their franchise guy. He did everything and sick and just.
I mean, they call him Ron Franchise for
franchise. Yeah. Chris Berman said he could run for governor today and probably win. You know, and the craziest part. This isn't actually in the film. This is David McNabb, one of their scouts, told us that they what year would have been? Maybe in 84, 85, something like that. The Whalers had Joe Sakic absolutely pegged in the first round of the NHL draft, and they're like, we are going to put Joe Sakic and Ron Francis together, and this is going to be our franchise down the middle for the next 20 years. And Quebec traded ahead one spot ahead of them and drafted Joe Sakic. And he's convinced if in the alternate universe where they get Sakic and they team him up with Francis, the Whalers still exist because they would have been such a sick franchise.
It's not a crazy thought.
And that's a nuts NHL what if that I've never heard before. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Because that changes so much too with the North. Of course. I mean, they probably leave still, but then the Avs don't have the run. You know, like that's
changes
wild.
Everything. Yeah.
God, that would have been really exciting. I was also shocked. Here's another one I didn't know. And maybe I did, but I just feel like I was too young and forget. But in my mind, it was always Carolina. Like we were going to Raleigh. But that was really cool to hear people in the know be like, I thought we were going to Columbus. I thought we were going to Nashville. Yeah, what a crazy moment in time that was.
Yeah, people forget when they announced they were leaving, they didn't know where they were going. So they were just like free agents. And you could, like you said, everyone had a different idea of where they were going to go. Some Cincinnati, Columbus, who knows? There were there were fewer teams in the league, obviously, so there were more markets available. And it took a little time before Karmanos kind of got the deal he wanted in Raleigh and got the building and got everything he needed and moved there. But there was that brief period that where they didn't know where they're going. And even when they got to Raleigh, the building wasn't ready yet. So they were crisscrossing all over North Carolina the first couple of seasons. It was an absolute disaster, and no one went to the game. It's funny to watch it now because the Hurricanes are such a stable model franchise. But first couple of years, they were an absolute disaster. No one was going to the games. For sure. No one knew anything about hockey. Yeah. You know, they bring like Richard Petty from NASCAR out to try and drum up a little support. But no one knew anything about the game.
I mean, that was in an era where a lot of these Southern teams were new, right? It's like the Panthers were a year before that or like a couple of years before that. And it's like, I mean, add to the element of you're moving a team to Carolina.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, here's pro hockey. And they're like, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. But it is remarkable to look at what they are now.
And it's cool. I have a funny relationship with the move because I was at Duke for a bit, and so I have love for the Canes, and I used to go into so many of those games. So it's like I actually love that franchise, but I have so much lore and love for the Whalers growing up in New England that I get split between Dan's like, don't you dare touch the Whalers, but I'm like, you're both cool, I love it. But I actually thought it was sick hearing Columbus, Nashville, places that have teams now too. I was like, oh wow, this was all in the works for so long.
That's my favorite part about it, is that it shows that this was well thought out plan.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like they're random cities that don't have teams now. It's
Yeah.
like, well, the Whalers moved to Carolina, and then eventually we got the Preds and we got
Yeah.
Columbus, and it's like, oh shit, okay, this was all in the works.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I think all of that was in place with Gary Bettman around that time. Like the league was definitely researching certain locations, saying, what are our options here? Can we get a team here? I mean, you look at the map back then, and there were massive swaths of the United States where there's just no teams at all.
Yeah.
And now they're everywhere, really, especially when you look in that part of the country, in the southeast. But yeah, it was an interesting time. What do you guys think about Whalers night? Are we cool with it?
Dan,
how do we
the
feel?
floor is yours.
I think
sir.
it is. I think it's the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wow.
Hates it.
I hate it.
Shots fired.
No. Well, shots fired at Carolina.
Right.
Because I'm like, you do not get to steal a team and then wear their jerseys and sell their jerseys and shirts and hats and scarves and make all this money off the back of the Whalers when you ripped their team from their hands.
What did, in your experience, I'm actually really interested in this.
It's also kind of a bit.
Yeah.
I don't really care that much.
Well, where we went through this, not us personally, but the St. Louis Rams came back. And granted, they were in LA first, but the St. Louis Rams came here. And my girlfriend's from St. Louis. We know a lot of St. Louis people. They, I found, were very split on, I now hate the Rams because they're gone, or yeah, that's my team. In your experience, the Hartford people, are they all Canes fans or are they upset?
They're not Canes fans, that's for sure.
Okay.
But I think they appreciate that the team is embracing it, I guess. I mean, Howard Baldwin says it in the film. He goes, listen, it's nice, but let's be real. It's motivated by greed. They're trying to make money off the jerseys.
That's my entire
Which is fine. Which he says, which is fine. That's
Yeah.
okay. But let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
I think they should play an exhibition game in Hartford.
That would be
sick.
Wearing the
also-
jerseys. Avalanche should play an exhibition game in Quebec City. Wearing the jerseys. It would
That'd
be a
be
lot
very
of fun.
That would
I
be
love
very
that.
cool.
They should
Yeah.
actually do a home and home.
It
They should
is-
play each other. They should play each other.
That'd
in
be
Quebec
awesome.
And then Hartford.
That'd be great. Old Adams division.
Yeah. hell
It's
yeah.
motivated by greed, but it's nice that it keeps the Whalers alive. That is a good thing.
I'll say this
happy to hear you say that, Dan.
as someone, I grew up in Montreal. We lost the Expos. It was tough, but that team was in such a better place after they left. I mean, the building in Montreal is still there, and it's still a wreck.
Yeah.
You know, and it was horrible,
Yeah.
and it was not a great situation for the team or the players. So
Have the Nats ever worn Expos jerseys?
yes.
Really?
I'm okay with it. I don't mind it. Like that's another cool logo. I like the logo. I like
Great
the colors.
logo.
Sick logo.
Yeah.
Fun
I-
fact:
I-
Tom Brady drafted by the Expos.
That's right. Expos legend Tom Brady.
Yes.
I think they have wore the Expos. I don't think Expos fans are that bitter about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we had screenings of the Whalers film where we'd get to the part where they moved the team and there would be people yelling at the screen. Like people had to be escorted out of the theater.
way.
Yeah. There was one guy
Still pissed about it.
Yeah.
still very upset.
Hell yeah.
Very
I love that.
upset, like yelling at the screen. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
ushers having, excuse me, sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave. But they took our team.
Like, I know.
Well,
That's
that's
I
what
love
they
the
do.
passion.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say that. I love the
Yeah.
passion.
That passion in the portion with the last game was
Oh my God.
so awesome.
That actually took my breath away.
Yeah.
The fact that they were still, even the interviews present day, get that choked up was awesome to see. I loved that.
Yeah, it got a little dusty. We put a little teary music to that
Definitely.
one. You know, we want to pull the heartstrings a little bit. Yeah, I was talking with a guy I work with in London. You know, he's a huge soccer guy, and he said like the whole idea of a team leaving like that, it's so alien. Like you'd never even heard of it, and it doesn't really happen. Fortunately, it doesn't happen that much
No.
anymore. So just seeing the footage and
I love how we said that happened 2 years ago.
Yeah.
well. Yeah, that was different. That was.
It was,
different.
it
We
was,
don't
it
have to
was.
go into the detail. That was a different situation. They were
Yes.
playing in a college arena, but
Very
anyways,
true.
which I would have loved to see a game.
I
In. But
know,
anyways,
same. I'm
but
so
yeah,
frustrated,
just seeing
yeah.
the footage of the crowd and like children in the stands and older people in the stands and the players, they did a lap. Like they did a whole lap with their gear off. Just
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
It's very surreal.
Yeah.
And
It
yeah,
is.
the crowd, honestly, because the players, I totally get, right? You have connected to the city, to these fans, you're leaving, pretty uncertainty in your life. I totally get the emotion. The fans openly crying in the crowd. That's what really got me. Where I was like, damn. Because to your point, that doesn't happen that much. And I can't fathom a team like the Bruins being like, we're leaving. And I'd be like, oh, I guess we don't live there anymore. But even if you
No,
just,
it's
it would
still,
hit so
though.
hard.
Like,
Still, could
I
you
remember-
imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine like your team
I'd be
just
like,
they're
Jesus
leaving?
Christ.
I remember that, we were watching the playoffs, however many years ago, and it was Bergeron's last game. And it was like the Bees were losing, and it was kind of like, oh, whatever. But I grabbed him, and I was like, hey, watch this. This time took off because this is Berg's last game. Yeah. And I take that to the team. This is the team's last game. I think I'd be like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, that would be tough. That would be so tough. So it was watching it. I was like, damn, that is very real emotion. I know so many people back home who the only thing they think about is the Boston Bruins. And if that were to happen, they would die. Yeah. Literally. I don't even know what they would do. Correct. So it's so real, and it's cool. Again, I don't mean to say it's cool to see, but it's important, I think, to see the emotions, because that's what makes the doc so good and stories like this so good. It's
it was a cool thing talking with everyone. Everyone we spoke, there's such a range of emotions, right? So we had literally people tearing up talking about the last game, but we had guys telling stories from the room, cracking up, and just having a great time, remembering all the good times that they had. And so that was some major feedback for us. I feel like when people started seeing and viewing screenings, they're like, man, I was like up and down the whole time. Like, they show that Game 7 against Montreal in '86, and I was fucking pumped.
Ready to go through a brick wall, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like I for a second, I forgot how the game actually ended. You know, that was dead. You want to talk about dead silence in the theater? The part where the Claude Lemieux goal comes on in overtime when we were streaming, the theater just went silent. Yeah. Like, I didn't know if that was good or bad, but it turned out it was again part of the emotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's actually a great transition, because I was curious what were some of your favorite parts in this whole process. Maybe it's like a behind the scenes story or whatever, but what do you take away from this whole experience?
I mean, part of it was just getting it done and getting it on NHL Network. I mean, you guys know, like, if you just get it done, I don't care what it is, like that, you should be congratulated. It's a huge accomplishment.
100%.
And we had like, micro budget would be, I think, a generous term. Like, so just the whole process of learning how to think on our feet. And, we were literally working with college kids in our crew who had not done a lot of work before. And, me and Pat, we definitely had to kind of be on our toes and figure out how to solve problems we went to Vegas for the draft, and we had a couple of interviews booked, but then a couple of people backed out, and that whole time we were there, it was awesome. We got to go to see the draft at Sphere and everything, but we still had to book some interviews and get some work done. And fortunately, it worked out great. But there was like the first day there, we're like, wait, this person backed out. This person might back out. We might be in a little bit of trouble here, but
sure.
Worked out fine. We got Mike Liut there. We got Larry Plow there. We got a few guys in Vegas and had a good time. It worked out well. The experience, as far as the educational aspect, was a huge eye opener for me. My background is as a journalist and a sports writer covering the league, and I'd never done anything like this before. So it was cool. That I feel like I can do it again now if I have.
There you go. Nice. I love that.
Working on that.
And then what if you were to speak to hockey fans who don't have a connection to Connecticut or the Whalers or don't remember these days, and give them a reason why they should watch it? Because for me, if older generation, if you grew up a Whalers fan, you're going to devour this documentary.
Yeah.
If you even had parents who loved this team, you're going to devour this documentary. But some of these newer fans who just love the game, what are the big reasons why they will love this?
I mean, we all love a pretty good underdog story, right? Yeah. I feel like the Hartford Whalers are the ultimate underdog. It's literally a city between New York and Boston. I mean,
it's a train stop, truly.
Exactly.
Like
You want to stop for Hartford on the way to Boston, and get some lunch? Listen, there's plenty going on there, but it's easy for a place like Hartford, Connecticut to be overlooked, not just in sports, in life. And the fact that they had this team, the community really loved these guys, especially when they got competitive and they had that team with Francis and Deneen and Mike Liut. I mean, they were all in. So, and they were going up against the Bostons and the Montreal and like these historic Original Six franchises. And for a little while, they held their own, and I think that's really cool to see. I think it's harder to find a pretty solid underdog story. Maybe in college sports, but in pro sports, it's hard to find that these days. So it kind of goes back to an older era where that was maybe a little more achievable.
Yeah. It's a very good point.
And we got to say, dude, you crushed it.
Thank you.
Man,
thanks, guys.
I'm a sucker for a doc, but I will say sometimes you watch them, they drag a little bit and you're like, okay, I get it. This was just, when you find yourself learning new things in a space that you love, every scene, every new moment. And then like we keep touching on, it's so cool when stuff pops up that you're like, oh shit, I know that guy, or I remember that thing. And that happens throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. And again, doesn't matter if you were born in the 80s, 90s, or 2000s. Like, you will know these names if you're a hockey fan. And that is so fun about it. So it's just, we're pumped for you because it's great. It's such a fun watch. I can't wait for people to see it. And I'm glad you learned how to do it again because you better do it again.
Yeah. There's some more stuff coming. There's a lot going on. It was a great experience. It's crazy. I'm curious to see what people who are watching the game now, who aren't around for the Whalers, are going to think going, oh, Joel Quenneville, huh?
Yeah,
Ron Francis? All these guys played together on the same team. Like, you literally look at the team photos, like head coach, GM, agent, broadcaster. They're all still in the game. It's pretty cool. Like, it's an impressive legacy for a team that they've been gone longer than they were there.
Yeah, totally. So true. That's crazy.
It was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys saying such nice
dude, it was
things.
our pleasure.
And thank you for letting us see it. Truly, it's so great.
And as you said, you covered the league a long time. So before we let you go, I got to get your thoughts on these wild card races.
Oh my God.
Who do you think's getting in?
How insane.
I was at Kings Preds the other night.
Wow.
That was a big game.
Which one were you at? You were at one of the one.
I was at that was at the
loss.
Mammoth game. They got
Oh
clapped.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, the ones in the West would never make the playoffs in the East. We should probably mention that.
Correct.
Like, it's a pillow fight, as McJesus would call it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ottawa is firmly in that spot.
You think so?
You think so?
Yeah. I think, despite all the ridiculousness going on in that locker room, I mean, they're just too good. They're just too good. And I think if they play, let's say they play Carolina, I don't know. I don't know if Carolina wants to. I don't know. I think Ottawa's really good.
I do too.
Yeah.
And that's a unstoppable force, immovable object for me because I do think Ottawa's very good. I think this Carolina team is better than they've ever been. I actually think
they don't do it this year.
100%.
I don't know what to do.
If there is a year where they are to do it,
Yeah.
I genuinely think it's right now. So as good as Ottawa is, I do think Carolina is not sweating that matchup. But they're certainly not happy it's Ottawa as opposed to Columbus or Detroit because they'd be way more comfortable there. Like, Ottawa is a good team. And when you look at their lineup, the talent is insane.
Yeah. If anyone could catch Ottawa from the Islanders, the Wings, and the Blue Jackets, who do you think gives them the best bid?
Wings are done. I'm sorry. It's like I'm sorry. No,
They might be. Say that to me.
It's March. It's March in Detroit. Not good.
Do you think the Caps are in the fight still? They've got one extra game played, but they've got the same amount of points.
I think if the season was a week longer, maybe.
Agree.
I like Columbus. There's something about them.
Dude, they've got the fight.
I want to see. I'd love to see Columbus.
Me too.
I want to see Zach Werenski in playoffs.
Oh yeah,
he needs to get
it's such a great. I love what they've done with Bonus and. I like the team. I think it's a very likable. They play like a very honest brand of hockey. Jed Greaves has been fantastic.
Unbelievable. Shock. Truly, that was their Achilles heel, right?
Yeah.
Going into the season, it was like, what are you going to do at goalie? He's been great.
They found their goalie. I mean, they could probably still use a piece, but they'll figure that out. I think out west, I got to see more Macklin Celebrini. I'm not ready for the Sharks to go out just yet. I don't know if they'll make it, but I want to see their season keep going.
I think they're in the drive. I think they're currently
really tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me see.
They're not in the driver's seat anymore. They have the same amount of games
it's not
played.
looking great.
Yeah.
No, but they're okay. Like, let's see here.
They have the same amount of games played as the Kings and 2+ points, so they are not in the driver's seat.
Yeah. Okay. So they're Kings control their destiny right now.
Yes.
Kings have a really easy schedule. I think they have Vancouver twice and Calgary once.
Yeah, we said.
times,
We were
that's
12 and 4. Yeah.
It's theirs to win.
Yep.
I mean, they'll lose in 5 to Colorado, but it'll still be
But I'll
fun.
take the one.
At least they get playoffs with Kopi's last year.
Exactly.
That's what
you
they
got to
need
make
do.
the playoffs. Kopi's last season.
That
And
would be
figure
nice.
out what the hell they're going to do next
Listen,
year.
I'll be honest though. Colorado's obviously a wagon, but I take the Kings goalie in that goalie matchup, for being honest.
Okay. Yeah.
I like Kemper.
You've had questions about the Woods in playoffs.
And it's literally just a question because they've been such a good tandem in front of the best team in the league. When you get into playoffs and you're playing all playoff teams and you have to start one of them, what are we going to see?
Yeah.
I believe we're going to see something great because I think they're both great. But it is a question. That's all I'm saying.
Kemper going against the old team would be interesting.
Would be sick, right?
That would be pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying, boys. Come on.
Let's get the Kings in. Let's get the Kings
Let's
in.
do it.
All right, so the Sens are in,
Yeah,
the
and
Kings are in.
I love it.
Before we let you go, again, tell everyone where they can find this, how they can watch this doc,
And what else you're up to?
and everything
Plug the
else
other pods
going on.
and everything. Yeah.
Okay. Right here.
Yes.
Bang.
The Whalers on NHL Network, premiering April 13th. Fantastic old school hockey story. You'll learn a lot. You'll laugh. You'll cry. And they'll be airing it, repeatedly over the next year or so. So there'll be other opportunities to watch it. I also produced the NHL Unscripted pod with the NHL with Jason Demers and Adnan Verk. We now have Nate Thompson on.
Hell yes.
Legend.
Yeah, fantastic. So we've got a nice 3-man weave going with those guys. I had an iHeart project that came out last year called the Livewire, which is not sports, but it's about this one of the original shock jocks named Alan Berg. So we're developing something with that as well.
That's awesome.
It's like a 10-part audio documentary, basically, about this shock jock from the 80s. And plenty of other things, but we'll get into that another time, I guess. But yeah, the Whalers is the main one right now. That's why I'm here. So happy you guys enjoyed it.
Oh, dude, I'm so
man.
happy you shared it. It was
100% agree. Yeah.
I was actually fired up when you messaged. You were like, I did a Whalers doc, and I was like, oh, fuck yes, dude.
You know what's actually funny? There is a beer league team in our league called the Whalers, and we actually just played them and lost in a barn burner last night. Oh. And that's where my head went first, and I'm like, man, I am tortured by that team. Yeah. I was like, what? They have a doc, and then I was like, wait, this is an awesome doc. Okay,
that's good. That's
so
good.
Shout out you fuckers who beat us.
Yep.
But thank you again for sharing it with us, and everyone go check out the pod. There's so many friends of the program.
I know.
That pod. I mean, this is fantastic. But thanks for popping in, dude. This
thank
is great
you.
stuff.
Appreciate it.
Of course, man.
Wow. Stick taps to Tal, because that was incredible.
Huge shout out TP. That was an awesome chat. And it's a sick doc.
Doc.
Check it out for sure.
And he's got such a wealth of knowledge about it, and it's all in there too. But just seeing him get so fired up about it was amazing, because it just made me more fired up again, having just watched it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to check it out again.
Agree. It was awesome.
Can I interject one question?
Please.
Do none of us believe that Ovechkin is actually retiring?
You don't believe he is?
Well, we didn't even talk about it. I feel like if he was actually doing it, we would have talked about it.
It's weird to me that
I won't acknowledge it.
Really?
I don't think Ovi is the type of guy who would want the full season tour, but I also think he cares too much about fans that he would like randomly at the last game of the season be like this, I am retiring. So I don't think he's doing. I think he's.
I think he's cut like last year when he was chasing the goal record was kind of felt like the retirement tour almost, because it's like, well, here's your thing. But it was just weird because this weekend they did the whole like, it felt very much like, oh, it's Sid's last game with Ovi, and Sid didn't play in the Saturday game, and then he played the Sunday game, and then they tried to do like a handshake line, and Ovi was like, no.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he's sending mixed signals
Dude,
to me.
So I have been firmly in the camp that he is. Just because I was like, it just feels weird. Like, I feel like he is going to retire because his contract's up. We had always talked about he's not going to leave money on the table. But once this deal was up, I was like, I could see him going. So I've kind of been on the dark horse, like he is retiring. But interesting point by you, because I definitely don't think he wants the retirement tour.
Yeah.
But it would be, if I was a Caps fan, I would be bummed if in the middle of summer, in July, he goes like this, dude, I am retiring, by the way. And I'm like, bro.
Even if
it just feels like there's no fanfare. It's
even
weird.
if they lose here and they don't make playoffs, and he, like in that last game, he's like, hey, like that's it. If I were fans, I'd be like, what?
Are you
like
insane?
They didn't get a chance to see him one last time. I don't think he would do that. So I don't think he's retiring.
Yep.
Okay, quick ad break, and then we'll get back into some not ice. Talk about Coachella. Talking about the best name in hockey, and that is Bauer, our favorite brand partner, the best people in the game, bringing you the best rollerblades you could ever imagine. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about the Bauer Vapor Flylights. These Flylights are some of the sickest skates you have ever seen. Well, guess what? Now they're in the rollerblades. And let me tell you what, Bauer has gotten me back into rollerblading, and it is the greatest thing of all time. Not just because it's super fun, and in the summer, especially here in Southern California, just ripping around on the blades all the time is amazing. Yes, it is remarkable what blading does for your training. A lot of you folks, you get into the summer months, the ice is gone, you don't have all of those unbelievable ponds to skate on and ODRs to skate on, you're searching for ice time, you don't always need it. Pop on some Bauer Vapor Flylights and keep those edges sharp. Keep the speed coming. Work on the hands, work on the feet. It's unbelievable. I'm going to tell you all about these things, okay? Bauer just dropped these Flylights, the Vapor Flylight roller skates, and they are unbelievable. They're built for players who play fast. This is not just like the casual Sunday league skate. No. You are going to be ripping around there. They got the all-new CryptoFly chassis. It's lightweight, flexible, built on kryptonium geometry for max roll speed. Pair that with the Fusion Curve composite boot, which is ultra reactive for quick transitions, and you've got a skate that lets you accelerate and change direction without any lag. This is unbelievable. They got Swiss bearings. It's remarkable. Truly, folks, these rollerblades are unbelievable. It feels like you're skating out there on the ice. You can get in a roller league. You can just tool around in your driveway or out on the sidewalks, wherever, to keep those feet light and fast. That's what Bauer's all about. Me, myself, I cannot tell you how much fun I have on these things. Again, I'll go out there with my twig. I'll tool around, work on my game, or I'll just rip around, get a nice little exercise in, and keep my edges and keep my turning and all that stuff sharp as possible. So you're going to go to Bauer.com. You're going to check out the Vapor Flylight roller skates. They're available now. Grab a pair and bring your ice speed to the rink. It's unbelievable.
Let me ask you an honest question, okay? When you think about your deodorant, why do you even get the deodorant you get? Is it just because that's what your mom bought? When you were in high school, you would come home and she'd go grocery shopping and got you deodorant? Were you stealing it from your dad's shave kit like I was? How do you get your deodorant? I want you to put some real thought into it, because it is time to fix that game, because your deodorant's been failing you and it can't happen anymore. Listen, I've been there. You get when Dan and I are doing interviews, we're pitted up all the time. It's ridiculous. So what you need to do is to get rid of that forever, because it would be amazing if you never had to worry about that again. Now, very importantly, Dr. Squatch has a new head professor, and it is Megan Fox. Holy hot for teacher. She's running the FOX, the Foundation for Odor Excellence. That is awesome. That is just incredible. Class is in session. I do not want you to miss. You don't want to miss this. The lesson: real men pay attention to their deodorant. Their product is their Invisible Glide deodorant. It's natural, aluminum-free, 72-hour odor protection. No more pit stains, ruining your first impressions, ruining interviews. It goes on invisible, so you're not leaving white marks on everything you own. It's the perfect collection of things to create this experience. It's available in stores and online at drsquatch.com. So, upgrade your stick, let your stick do the talking, and head to drsquatch.com. That's DRSQUATCH.com, or find Dr. Squatch in stores. Let your stick do the talking.
Time for some not ice. The boys just got back from Coachella.
Literally.
Literally. My big question for you is, was that our last one?
One of our friends is likely retiring due to baby. And we'll see. We'll see.
Babies will get you, man.
Yeah.
They'll get you.
So I went into this one. I was kind of doing Ovi this year. I went in being like, this is probably it.
Yeah.
But like Ovi, I'm afraid that in the offseason, I'm going to go, I actually want to go back. So I'm not willing to commit. I'll have a discussion with my team during the offseason.
Do you look at the artist lineup and let that determine it? Or are you just always want to go?
Yes.
I think I am not the most dialed music person. I love music. I listen to a lot of music, but I am not that guy that knows everything about everyone on the set list. So it doesn't affect my decision whatsoever. If there is a headliner or someone big that I'm fired up about, that adds excitement. But every year that I go, I see some performance of someone I've never heard of, and it blows my dick clean off my body.
Nice.
And that's what I look forward to the most.
So
the new
going in, discovering new shit. Cool.
So, and you know what? Frankly, I actually think sometimes the headliners create more of a disappointment.
Yeah.
It's more,
it's all so much hype.
Certainly more opportunity for disappointment.
Don't you think also like you get so crammed in and it's like almost unenjoyable when there's like a billion fucking people, and then you might see somebody that's not getting noticed and you're like, oh, I have a great view. Yeah.
I think, okay, quickly on that. And I get that artists are weird in their nature, but what I find frustrating is these headliners. Obviously, if you're headlining Coachella, presumably you have a large catalog of music that people like.
Yeah.
And it would be so easy to just literally go up on stage and sing go to Spotify, see what your most streamed songs are, go up on stage and just sing those songs. Literally just do that. And everyone on earth would go, it was amazing, it was perfect. And the internet would love you. But every time the headliner specifically go, no, I have to do something. Like, I have to make this weird. And then the internet's like, that sucked because you just didn't sing the good songs. And I'm like, why do you even let yourself get ripped like this? Just sing the good songs.
Well, yeah, I'm going to come to the defense of some of these artists, these poor struggling artists. Because years ago when Blink-182 was there, Blink-182 is making new music.
Oh, yeah.
But they also know that they're not like, people aren't losing their fucking mind for the new album that Blink is dropping.
Yeah.
So they played all their hits.
Yeah.
And they sprinkled in some new songs. But when fucking Biebs, for example, drops a new album and all these butt plugs are out there mad at him for not playing his music from 2010, I'm like, you're an idiot, dude.
Right.
Like, he needs to play his new album because he needs people to listen to his new album.
Yeah.
I get it. So I also get the other side, and we'll get it fully into Bieber.
Yeah, okay.
But I think it is such a dumb person take that these like very current relevant artists, when they're not playing their old songs that you love and you're aghast by that, I'm like, you're a dum-dum.
Yeah.
They need to play their new music. That's the whole point of live performances.
Yeah.
It's like as if Ryan Gosling comes out with Project Hail Mary and then goes on Conan and Graham Norton, and you would be mad that he wasn't talking about
Remember the Titans.
Drive and Remember the Titans. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Like live performances for current artists are almost always built around when they have a new album drop and they're going to play said new music.
Yeah,
the complaint,
correct.
I think, is I understand the desire for it.
Yeah.
But the complaint, I think, is very misplaced. It's crazy.
Were you talking about Bieber specifically? Is that who, or were you just saying a general?
I find this happens a lot with headliners, but I do think it happened with Bieber this year. Like, it was another example of like, oh, dude, because it was, I forget. I was reading an article. It was like 50 minutes before he played Baby. And like, dude, we were pretty far back. So maybe the people up front were like geeking for him. They probably were. There were probably girls crying just to see him or whatever.
Right.
But we were pretty far back. But the people around us were lying on the ground. Like, people were like sitting, lying down, or leaving. And then he played Baby, and fucking everybody launched into the air and was screaming.
That's
and
so
I'm like,
funny.
Dude,
Yeah.
you guys just give the people something.
I am going to, people forget, we're talking about my teammate here.
Yeah, true.
People forget the outlet pass I snapped tape to tape for him on a nice ozone rush. So I'm going to have my guys back, and I mean this passionately. I thought he was great. And I think the internet backlash is a bummer.
Well, they're mad about, hey, like he pulled up a YouTube
Dude,
page
the
or
funny
something.
thing is
I
the
wasn't
internet-
aware. I didn't watch it.
Let me break this down.
What?
Okay?
What happened?
Justin Bieber has a new album.
Right.
Justin Bieber needs to sell said new album. He is performing at Coachella. He hasn't performed in years to this capacity.
I don't think he's ever headlined. He's been there many times. But
Certainly. Obviously, he was going to play his new album.
Yep.
Obviously, Beliebers and his fans, of which there were many, demanded that he played his bops.
Right.
Myself included. I was like, I really hope he plays his bops. Biebs went up there. He started his performance wearing a big red hooded sweatshirt with the hood up and sunglasses on. And people were going, oh, he put out a sleepy, lazy performance where he then doom scrolled the internet.
It was a hilarious headline.
Well, but maybe that was an artistic statement.
Yeah.
Is that
So,
what it was?
in my opinion, what happened was Justin Bieber, who is the biggest star of our generation, it's not even debatable as far as I'm concerned. He has been famous his entire life. He has been uber famous for decades now and has been through so fucking much.
Yeah, God.
And a lot of shit that we don't even know about. I watched him go up on that stage with hundreds of millions of people demanding he do this, that, or the other, when he has every right to go, eat my butthole, I will do whatever I want. And not only did he give us exactly what we wanted, but he did it in his way, and I thought it was great. Watching him up there, like scrolling YouTube, which is where he was discovered, which is where he became famous, where we all found him, watching him scroll YouTube and play those classic songs and play like 45 seconds to a minute of each of them so everyone got to enjoy it. He got to move on to the next one. He then even played a couple of those funny viral videos where he ran into that glass door. He played the paparazzi clip where he's like, it's not clocking to you, and like laughed at it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, anyone who thought that Bieber was going to get up there with his fucking headset on and do choreographed dances like he did in the past, that was never happening.
Yep.
But the fact that he did give all those old songs, but he did it in a way that made him happy, I think it's something that we should have all gone, that was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. I think shitting on it is a bummer.
Dude, so I'm with you. The part that the internet is shitting on the most is that YouTube portion of the show, and I was like, that was amazing.
I thought it was a really cool way to do it.
Did people around you seem to be into it, or did you feel the air change?
No, it was cool.
So you know what was interesting, Ev? He was up there performing, and there was nothing. There was no set design.
Yeah.
There was no light show. It was very much him just with a microphone singing.
Cool.
He went up there, and then every now and then he had a laptop set up, and there was like a camera angle on his face as with a split screen of what he was like YouTubing. And he was like, I'm checking out here like on Twitter what you guys want me to play. And he did that immediately.
Yeah.
And everyone freaked out because they were like, oh, this is his sign of he's going to play the hits. Mm-hmm. But then to Chris's point, we got 40 minutes in and he hadn't played any of the hits, and people were like, oh, actually what he's doing is making it seem like everyone is requesting swag songs. So it was almost a little bit of a misdirect. Chris is right. People were lying down. People were having conversations. People were leaving.
Yeah.
A lot of people in our group left. The second those first few notes of Baby came on, dude, it was great. It looked like a scene from World War Z. The way people jumped up off the ground,
coming out of the grass,
and like sprinted closer to the stage. That was a cool moment too. I was like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
So,
well, I can respect that because I have the musical taste of an AARP member.
Yeah.
So my only proxy for this is like, you look at artists like Bob Dylan or Neil Young who like, they never play their hits.
Yeah.
Every time you see one of those guys, they're like, I'm really stoked to play this weird shit that I wrote in my 70s.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck you if you don't like it. This is what, but that just means they're excited to play it. Like they've got a boner for their new music, and that's cool. Hopefully it's good.
okay, go on.
I just have a question. So usually someone with these, or everybody, plays a set, and then weekend two, they play the same set. You know, like that's what we do. And it was so charming the way he was just YouTubing stuff. I was like, oh, this is so spontaneous and cool.
Yeah.
That I'm actually so curious if next weekend, is he going to do the same shtick and be like, oh, I'm just on, like, what do you guys request?
Change it.
I know, it'll be, in fact, I think it'll be psychotic if he literally does the same things. I'm like, oh, you're a robot. Like,
No,
what's going on?
I see. You know what? I brought this up actually today. I don't think it's psychotic because Haley posted a couple videos. Like they went through her rehearsal, dude.
Yeah.
That wasn't random. It was rehearsed.
Yeah.
Every song was in order on their set list.
Yeah.
He will do
Exactly.
maybe not the same thing. Like Kid Leroy went up there for Stay. Maybe they do something different. Maybe a different artist comes up. But I think all the YouTube stuff will be exactly the same.
Will he play D's Nuts and Double Rainbow?
Yeah.
Will he be like, and then Double Rainbow?
I hope so.
Dude, somebody said online, they go, Bieber should, this next weekend, should do that, like pull up his YouTube, but YouTube his weekend one performance and just play.
And walk off stage.
Yeah. I was like, that actually would be inspired.
It's like one of those Fathom events. You go to Regal to watch.
Scientist, bro.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Here you go. Pull.
I only have a couple other thoughts on Coachella, mostly for Ev here.
Yeah. I mean, I was in my backyard doing shrooms
When
looking at trees.
Yeah. When I mentioned sometimes
Coachella.
the headliners are a bummer, so I'm a big Anima guy. Mm-hmm. Anima got canceled because of the wind. It was utterly devastating.
Dagger.
So John Summit was performing at the Do Lab, and a speaker fell down and squished a girl. A girl got squished.
No way.
Yep.
Did she die?
No, she's alive.
Oh.
Which means she's probably going to be able to go to Coachella for free every year.
I would give anything. Dude, Evan, listen to me loud and clear. I would give anything to get hit by a fallen speaker at Coachella.
I would have loved to have gotten.
Yeah, you could buy like 20 bottles of water at Coachella. with that money.
Correct.
You know what's funny?
How much were the water?
Very cheap. The waters were like
It's 'cause
$1.
I think water should be free at that
Well,
shit.
me too, but they would never do that.
Of course not.
But they keep it cheap because they're like, don't die.
I'm actually pretty sure. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty. Those waters that you get, they're in the like steel. I'm pretty sure they're only like $1, and I think all of the water money goes to foundation.
Sick.
Which is pretty sick.
And there is free filling stations.
Okay,
everywhere.
good.
So
Yes.
it's like,
So yeah, girl got squished.
Oh boy.
But
right there too.
Anima getting canceled was an absolute dagger for me. I can never not find this funny. Listen, man, it's a long festival. You're there for a long time. You're there for hours and hours and hours. A lot of substances being taken at these shows.
Oh yeah.
So I'm told.
Wouldn't know anything about it.
Oh yeah.
A lot of substances being taken. People are eating, drinking. I will never, ever understand the state of porta potties at festivals like this.
We just had the piss conversation.
I know.
It's not going to get better.
I don't want to get back into a pee-pee poo-poo conversation. But, dude, going in, like, on the last show, if you got to pee and you go into the porta potties at the end of the festival, you walk into some of these porta potties and I'm like, what happened in here? I don't care how many drugs you are on. Why people are just pooping on the walls. Yeah. I'm like, what is going on? What trip are you having?
I have a question. I generally don't know the answer to this. Are porta potties, when they drop off fucking 600 porta potties at Coachella, are they, on Thursday morning, are they pristine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Spotless.
They're empty.
Spotless,
they're empty and
clean.
And
they're empty, and then they pump them full of the blue sanitized whatever,
They didn't come with destruction.
Poop in it?
Yeah.
No, they don't pre-poop deliver porta potties.
I imagine they could.
No. They're brand.
Just move it over.
They're spanking clean.
What are they? How do porta potties work?
They get
it's like a chemical toilet.
Yeah,
it's down in the toilet though. It looks like it goes down 500 feet. But I'm like, this is
you're staring into the abyss, and the abyss stares back at you.
Yeah,
sure
does.
does.
Dangerously.
Yeah. They get pumped and dumped, brother.
So they just dump it right out, clean it up, and then they go boom. Or is a porta potty retired after one event?
Dude, that would be awesome. But I bet somebody's cleaning that thing.
Yeah,
that's got to be a
they're
horrible
getting
job.
clean for sure. What a tough job.
Just like,
What's that guy show? Dirty Jobs.
Yeah,
porta potty cleaner. That's a tough job.
That job should be like $200,000 a year, minimum.
100%.
Minimum.
Fuck, it's not though.
I suppose my last take is this too. Coachella and music festivals rock.
Oh my God, dude, they're incredible.
If it's not for you, that's totally cool. But shitting on Coachella and people who go to Coachella, uncool.
Yep.
It's really fun. You see so much music. Yep. And if you go with a good crew like we do, it is fucking awesome.
The balls.
Awesome.
Yep. It's that's why I don't want to retire.
I know, man. I'm getting old though.
I know. It's a lot.
There was a lot of walking this year. It's getting so crowded. It's impossible to get in and out of there.
Well, this was the first sellout in years because of Bieber.
Once you're in.
Yeah, then anything goes.
It's special. It is when you get into that festival, you're walking around.
And anything goes.
Do you prefer it when the sun is up? We got to stop talking about Coachella. But do you prefer it when the sun is up or down? Because it's tough. But I think me too.
But the sunset set is the best set. Like as the sun is setting and it's fucking perfect.
I actually disagree.
I'm like, oh my God.
I think when it is dark and you get either a headliner or just when it is dark and a DJ does like what Mau P and Boris Breha did or what Subtronics did, it's dark and the light show is melting your face. It is the best.
Yeah, actually, I love lasers. Yeah. I will say I am a big laser advocate.
Call me Major Laser.
Yeah, call me Major Laser.
Can you imagine the lasers at the Major Laser show?
No, I can't believe that.
That's crazy. All right, let's get into a beer league hotline and a blind ranking and close this epi out. Ev, what do we got for the beer league hotline?
Playing in a C league, one team has a father-daughter combo. Both could play B level. She's gritty, and I love seeing women play like that. But she does a lot of dirty stuff. Elbows, cup checks, stick to the back of the leg. She gets away with it because she's a smaller woman. She also dives every time there's any contact. Last week, she punched 3 guys on our team with no call, and we didn't retaliate. Given playoffs are coming up, I anticipate she will ramp things up, not down. How best to handle this? Teach her consequences like any other player? Oh my God. Jesus. Or she gets a pass because she's a female. Fuck.
This guy likes a gritty, dirty woman. And I like that. I like the cut of his jib.
I like that about him. He likes that about her. I like that about him.
Oh, man.
Define, what do you think he means by consequences? Because that is really the crux of this question.
Yeah. First of all, I'd like to say a father-daughter combo on a beer league team is real cool.
Badass.
That's cool. I went up and down on this gal a few times.
Yep.
I love that she's gritty.
Me too.
I don't love that she's cup checking.
Cup check is a little...
Slash to the back of the legs,
Fine.
Dirty, messy.
What was the other thing? Elbowing or something? Elbows?
She's elbows. Stick to the back of the leg.
I don't love an elbow in beer league either.
I don't love an elbow.
To be fair, maybe she's a little shorter and elbows.
Maybe it's just right here.
Hitting you in the chest or something.
Yeah.
Cup checking That's
when you're with and it sucks too because it's all the boy. Like, you can't even.
you're coming around ball tapping the fellas. I don't think that's cool.
See, that's an unfair advantage for her too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
fight back there.
You can't be cup checking.
But I doubt, I've never seen her play, but I doubt she's cup checking all the time. Like, I bet she's cup checked someone, which I don't love, but I bet it's more the back of the leg stuff. I'm kind of with you where I'm just in. She's gritty.
He did say plural cup checks.
Yeah. And I really don't like the dives.
I hate the dives.
Because then you're taking advantage of being the girl and going, oh, I'm going to get a call here. If like someone bumps up against me and I go flying, I'm going to get the call every time.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
If you want to be treated the same, and the gritty nature makes it feel as though this gal is like, yeah, treat me the same.
Yeah.
You can't be diving if you're also
because dude, if you're mixing it up, then and aren't diving, I kind of have no problem with you because I know we can mix it up back.
Yeah.
So now she's punching people, and now we got playoffs. Her dad's on the team too. That's kind of crazy because what kind of consequences do you teach her when her fucking dad's right there?
I'm gonna be honest. I think you two-hand this broad to high heaven.
Well, dude, this is you just heard the Gordie Howe story on the Whalers doc when someone hit his kids and he beat the wheels off someone. Yeah. I'm worried about that because dad's got old guy strength.
Yeah.
And I two-hand the girl to high heaven and then my head gets ripped clean off.
Yeah. It's a risk you got to be willing to take.
Yeah.
She's a player too.
She could be B level.
Couldn't we just teach her consequences by just having a conversation?
I don't think so.
No?
I think you got to do, because if she's diving, it means she's a rat. And I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
You're a rat. You're Matthew Tkachuk.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to get under a team's skin, and you also know how to get results for your team.
Oh, yeah.
She's a rat. I respect it. But yeah, if we're in the playoffs and she's causing problems, you got to snap a twig over her shin pads. I don't know what else to tell you.
Dude.
Don't do that.
Here's another thing. Maybe, well, no, you can't talk the rest, but maybe, like, why are they in the sea level? We kind of brushed over that. Like, go up. What are they doing down here ratting around the sea level?
Well,
go to B.
They say both could play B level. You play in the highest level and then also the second highest level.
Yeah, but it sounds like she doesn't also play.
Yeah.
If she played both, I'm with you.
Maybe they do. We don't know.
Yeah, I guess this guy doesn't know.
I think my big issue with my answer for you here is I don't know what beer league justice looks like.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because I am so anti physicality in beer league.
Yeah.
If you face wash someone in beer league, if you're two-handed someone in beer league, I am so not about it.
Yeah.
It's insane. But what I do think you could get into here is some verbal abuse.
Okay.
I'm okay with a chirp.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a chirp.
Hit her where it hurts.
So if you maybe want to start talking some shit, keep it classy.
How much do you weigh?
Oh, no.
Keep it classy, but you could start chirping, I think.
Yeah.
As I know I made the two-hand joke, I do not think that we should be physically taking out our frustration on this.
Because I do think fairly or unfairly you would get jumped not only by her dad but also by the whole team. Like if she slashed you in the back leg and I turn around and bang cross check, I'm like everyone is gonna kill.
Well, why don't you do like a hostage situation or like a villain does in a movie? Go after the dad and then be like it's your fault.
Oh, and he's an older guy too.
Yeah,
and no one likes to see our dad. That's the answer.
Go after the dad.
Everything you do to me is being returned to your father.
Yeah. The second she dives, go out the next shift and fucking whack your stick down on the top of her dad's foot.
Yeah.
And when he is like, oh, my foot's broken. I can't do the lawn work tomorrow. You look at her and go like this. You like what you did?
That's on you.
Quit fucking diving.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to break your old man's hip.
Yep.
Yeah.
She cup checks me, turn around, dad, bang. Balls are hanging so low.
Go after her father. That's it.
Some supervillain shit.
That is the answer.
All right.
We thought chirping was the answer. Unfortunately, the answer is take out her dad.
Yeah.
Take out her dad.
Yeah.
I bet she'll stop diving after that. Yeah. That's it.
That is incredible.
Ev, brilliantly done. All right. Bauer giving us the best vapor flylight rollerblades in the game. Now they're going to give us the best blind ranking you've ever heard. Evan, what do you got for us today?
This might be a horrible copyright issue, but I want to blind rank the best NHL on TV theme songs.
Ooh, awesome.
Have you done this one before?
I don't think so.
Whoa, are we allowed to play this?
Yeah, 10 seconds or less.
10 seconds or less.
10 seconds. So I'm only going to play 10 seconds.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Blind ranking NHL broadcast themes. I don't love that one.
I think it's.
I mean, they're all good.
I know that's the thing, and they all fire you up. So
Which one is that?
It's hard to not.
That's NHL on TNT, a newer one. That's a newer
give us
one.
give us the announcements after. Okay, so NHL on TNT.
Yeah.
It gets the juices going. So I don't want to sewer it.
I think I'm gonna go 4. That wasn't that special. It's good.
There's definitely stuff I have
It's good.
higher.
It's good.
4. Wow. All right, I'll get nuts. I'll get nuts.
You want to get nuts?
4. Yeah.
Michael Keaton style?
Let's get nuts.
All right, here we go. This is NHL on Fox theme.
I feel like I'm watching a 90s glowing puck.
Well, it's funny because that was the broad NHL on Fox theme when it was like nationally on Fox,
Yeah.
but it's also now the theme when it's like local networks.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So it still exists after all these
That's
years.
a hard 5, brother.
Really?
Yeah.
I get that it's not good, but I also is kind of fun.
Yeah, but
Like the TNT
I
one is
think,
kind of
I
so
think
generic.
most of these are pretty great. So that's 5.
But you don't know what's coming.
I know.
I don't know what's coming.
Not to be ominous.
Okay.
5.
I'll live with that. 5.
This is my personal Coachella, by the way.
Yeah.
You guys went to Coachella. These are the bops that I was listening to all weekend. All right. Number 3, NHL on Versus. Remember that? Do you remember when this was? All right.
See, now that is terrible. And that should be dead last. But instead,
I kind of like that.
that is fucking ridiculous.
That was great.
Do you, like that Versus? I think used to be the broadcast probably till the 2014 maybe.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
not.
It was like
pretty
post
old.
lockout. Like they
Yes.
were like, we don't have it. No one.
They had no
even put
network.
the NHL on television. I was like, what the fuck is Versus?
So thank God for them.
and they're like, I'm like,
A little guitar riff.
What are you doing?
3.
Yes, because we have no choice. But
I thought that was good.
We Fox. should be
That
one.
was better than Fox.
Fox is incredible.
Okay.
You're an idiot.
Okay, 3.
Ready?
Yep.
Next one, ESPN.
That used to be my ringtone.
That is
it's so
number
good.
1.
That is number 1.
And it is-
And it's a fucking landslide.
Yeah.
Haymaker. Dude, there's something about Bieber and that theme. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Did they do? I think when the NHL went back on ESPN, they did like a special about that theme. Was he in that special? Maybe?
Yeah.
That might have been it.
Yeah.
We made a fun video about that.
Oh, yeah. In October 2021, lifelong hockey fan Justin Bieber narrated an ESPN video tribute celebrating the return of the NHL on ESPN theme song.
Boom.
Because it
There
was
you go.
goated.
Connected to Bieber too.
Yeah.
Number 1. What's our number 2?
NHL on NBC.
This. I feel like I can see a tracking shot. Over a cold winter city. Pretty sick.
I just always hear Doc Emmerich's voice
Dude,
over that shit.
every
You
time.
can't.
I feel fantastic about this list.
I think
that
this-
is my number 2 for sure.
Yes. Dude, we
That
nailed
beginning
one, too.
part is not great. At the end there,
Yep.
it gets
We
awesome.
nailed 1, 2. That's exactly where I wanted those.
Yeah.
And I think everything should go above Versus. But I'll live with that. I'll live with
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good list.
God,
Fun blind rank.
those two are awesome. Those first two are so sick.
The ESPN theme I always have such a fond memory of because honestly the first time I saw it was not on ESPN. It was the movie Sudden Death.
Sick.
Which was the Penguins fucking
Yeah,
the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that's like Die Hard inside the Penguins arena. And I remember hearing like they had the theme in the movie while they were broadcasting it. And that was like the first hockey movie
You're like,
I ever
oh my
watched.
God.
It's fucking great.
Dude, it was when it was my ringtone, it was like when your ringtones were like beeps. Like eventually you could get like, real songs.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. But so it was just like this beep version of the ESPN theme, but it would get me so fired up every time.
I love it.
Yeah. That was money.
All right, great blind ranking. Quick update before we close the episode on some of the scores here.
Oh, wow.
Tampa Bay has beaten Detroit in overtime, so 2 points for Tampa Bay.
That's massive. Holy
We have got Buffalo and Chicago tied 1-1. The Sharks are up 1-0 on the Predators after 2 periods, and the LA Kings are up 1-0 on the Seattle Kraken. So those results, if they stand, would be huge.
The Flyers are in a shootout with the Hurricanes.
So that means they've got the point.
Yep.
So they're already at 95.
That's
so
right.
the Cap, if they win the shootout, it's over. And if they lose the shootout, the Caps cling to life.
If the Flyers win in this shootout,
how far into the shootout are
Washington and Columbus will be eliminated.
Should we just stay right here?
I think we might have to just stay and watch this play out.
Yeah. So, dude, connect me.
So,
missed.
folks, you just thought the episode was ending. It's not.
Oh!
Flyers missed.
Bonus.
Canes missed. Flyers missed. Canes missed. Flyers missed. And it was Zegras, which is insane. He never misses.
he never
So
misses.
the Canes are about to shoot for their third shot right now.
All right. This is amazing. So we got this game. I mean, we want the Flyers in, right? I mean, this is like...
Dude, I do.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. Either way, if it's Caps or Flyers, as a Penguins
Actually,
fan,
wow, good
I'm
call.
having a great
Yeah,
time.
great
It
call.
doesn't matter to me, but I have more respect for the Capitals and the Flyers, but whatever.
Yep. Super fun first round series
Great
for the
first
Penguins,
round.
no matter what.
Yeah, as a Pens fan,
I want the
I'm
Flyers
stoked.
because it's like, holy shit.
Huge save. Keandre Miller just went. Big save by the Flyers.
Really?
Yep.
Holy shit. Are you watching it?
Oh, yeah.
Like the video?
Oh, yeah.
I'm coming around.
All right. Here we go. We got
We're getting
Forster.
cozy.
Forster up on the puck. Coming down. Coming in slow. Goal. Goal time.
This could be playoffs.
And that is massive. Flyers are fired up on the bench, folks. Flyers are fired up on the bench, and now it comes down to your boy Bussy. Or no, not Bussy, sorry. God, that's a sick shot.
Ping.
So the Flyers just scored. All right.
You kind of said that like Christopher Walken. The Flyers.
Boom. The Philadelphia Flyers. Darth Vladar. Huge, huge save.
They know it. Look at them.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So
the Flyers
Penguins Flyers.
and the Penguins.
and we're sure about that.
I think so, because now they're at 96.
Oh, yeah.
I think they just went to 96.
So here we go.
But I thought the Caps had a tiebreaker over them if they like
do.
if they lose the next game.
No, but the Caps have
Oh, you're
already
right.
played 81
Yeah,
games.
you're right.
The-
They would need to lose in overtime.
The
Yeah,
Philadelphia
to claim the lead.
Flyers
You're
have
right.
officially clinched the playoffs.
They're
the
in.
boys are celebrating on the ice, and the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Washington Capitals have been
Dunions.
eliminated.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
That's what happens when you add Porter Martone.
I could text my neighbor. It's incredible.
Wow.
All right.
Special stuff. All right, folks, what a great way to end the episode. Flyers win in a shootout. They have clinched that spot in the playoffs. Unbelievable. Great episode. We will hit you later this week with our big, full playoff preview. It's going to be fantastic. Guys, make sure you go. Give us 5 stars, Apple, Spotify. Share the pod. Go get more people to subscribe to the YouTube. Follow us on all the socials. We are getting to the most fun time of the year. We're going to be going on trips to different cities, watching playoffs, doing a ton of fun content for you. Stay dialed in. We will see you very, very soon. And until then,
Skate hard.